So, do you remember any hostile prospects you've dealt with, and if yes, how do you go about the call? Oh man, so for the last 12, 13 years, I've been in mortgages. I don't know how much you know about the mortgage business. It's still a sales position, right? And maybe 2/3 of your people that you talk to that get into process close. The other third, right, have some sort of unfavorable result. Usually it's the appraisal didn't come through correctly, or they're self-employed, they didn't quite make as much money as they thought, or they have some kind of tax lien, or something happens, right, where it wasn't apparent throughout the initial conversation. The customer maybe didn't even know there was a tax lien, or that it was a lien against the house maybe, or that their ex-spouse was still on title, or there's crazy stuff that happens, and those folks are not happy, right? They're worried that they'll never be able to refinance their house, or maybe it's a purchase and they can't buy the house because of their taxes that they did 2 years ago, and they have an extension on this year's and they can't get it done. And there's some just awful situations that happen. They thought they were an employee. It turns out they're really 1099. It happened this last year, and they didn't realize that what the repercussions would be for having a 1099 instead of a W-2. And man, that's a rough way to go. So yeah, happens all the time. Typically, what I do is trying to make a little bit light of the situation. Not, I guess that's the wrong word to say. So, for instance, guy yells at me, and listen, I understand, sir, you've got a little bit of a sharp tongue right now, but it's okay because I'm thick-skinned, right? So I acknowledge the fact that he's cursing at me, and it a little bit, and I say, hey, you know what, that's not appropriate, but it's all right. Like, I get it, you're upset, and then I acknowledge, I agree with him. I confirm what the detail is that he's mad about. So hey, you've got a sharp tongue, but I think what I'm hearing is, you don't like the fact that this took, I don't know, whatever it is, 32 days instead of 30 days. And then, we got to respond to it and say, hey, I can't go back in time, but here's what I can do right now. Give some kind of response, some kind of a resolution, and then close and make sure that you did the right thing. And by closing, I don't mean like close the deal. I mean just close the conversation or pivot to the next point or move on. Sometimes people just need a vent, and I'm all right with that. I used to call one of my bosses back in the day. I used to call him and tell him, hey, just delete this voicemail. Don't listen to it. And, who knows if he actually did or not. But I would vent, right? Everything happens for a reason. And sometimes you got to blow off a little steam, but you don't want to do it in front of other people, or you don't want to choose somebody else out, or, maybe you just had a bad day. And, you don't want to handle it appropriately. So you don't want to blow up on somebody else needlessly. And maybe that's what's happening to you. Maybe somebody else had a bad day. Maybe their dog died or something, and you never know what happened to them. So you just take it, right? It's not going to hurt you. Sticks and stones, right? But words don't really hurt you. So you just take it and try and figure out what the best solution is and move forward. But always be solution focused. All right.